Arkansas is a great example, and I want to give a shout out to Roger and Jessica, because they've done so much for this state, and I think everybody should probably just clap for them right now, because it's not embarrassing at all. The Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks said about the late Lubavitcher Rebbe Menachem Mendel Schneerson that good leaders create followers. Great leaders create leaders. What Roger and Jessica have done here in Arkansas is they've been great leaders, because they've created and they've nurtured other leaders who can step up to the plate and take over and make the party even better than what they made it into. That's success in leadership. That's what they've started for you. And that's a heavy burden that Dr. Paco and everyone else who's been elected today has to bear. Because your job is to make it better. Your job is to show that you can do it better than they can, and bring up another generation of leaders. We need to bring up our young. There are two things that you can do with your young, your new people, your youth, your people who have just recently found libertarianism, your people who've become party members and only been members for a couple days. You can nurture and raise up your young, or you can eat them. Don't do the second one. It's not a good look. It's real easy to do, and I've seen it happen. I've seen the after effects of some feasts that had as the main course our young. It's not good. Bring people up. Help them along. Help them be part of this movement. The third thing that I want you to do is to win. Who wants to win? Show hands.
I love winning.
All right. And I've done it. Show hands in the room in the last election who won. I knew. If you didn't raise your hand, I was going to yell. That's absolutely wrong. You did win. For too long, we've accepted a definition of winning that's been defined by our political opponents. Our opponents will tell us, after they create ridiculous ballot access hurdles, after they make us spend $20,000 before we can even get to the starting line because that's what they think is fair, they'll tell us, if you didn't get to 50% plus one in the election, you're a loser. You suck. You didn't win. They'll tell us that because that's what they want us to believe. That's what they want us to think, because they want us to burn out. They want us to quit. They're desperate for us to quit. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus used to say, everything in life has two handles. The handle by which it can be born, and the handle by which it cannot. Now, I'm not that smart, so I like to use a visual. Imagine, if you will, a coffee mug, and it's got two handles. And one of them is soft and cushy. It feels good. It's ergonomically designed to fit in your hand, and just, you can hold that coffee mug all day long and drink your coffee. The other handle is covered in broken glass. And it's sharp, and it cuts you, and you bleed, and it hurts. One of those you can pick up day in and day out, and one of them you can't. As libertarian candidates, and I hope you all will be libertarian candidates, there's a handle to pick up running for office as a libertarian. And it's the handle of standing up for your fellow Arkansans, standing up for your fellow Americans who desperately want to have someone represent them who believes in all of their freedoms all of the time, whose only purpose in life is bringing government less into their lives and unleashing individual freedom. Their only purpose is to let other people pursue their happiness any way they want, as long as they don't hurt anyone and they don't take their stuff. Your job as libertarians is to go out there and to put on that jersey proudly, no matter how many scores you've seen that according to the scoreboard you didn't win. If you go out there and you represent libertarians, if you give people an option to vote for freedom and not control, to vote for individual liberty and not more government, to know that their voice is heard, you've won. That is the handle you can pick up over and over again. Time in and time out. We do this because we want a better country. We do this because we care about freedom. I believe that the arc of history bends towards freedom and that we can bend it faster. I believe that we will eventually win, that eventually we will live in a free society. If I didn't believe that, I wouldn't be spending my time with you, away from my 3 little kids. If I didn't want them to grow up in a freer country than I grew up in. And I'm committed that we will keep showing up over and over again until we win. And I firmly believe that every time you show up, every time Frank runs for office, every time Chris runs for office, every time Roger runs for office, every time every one of you runs for office, you've won. You may not have won by the standards of the people who will cheat with both hands to keep you from playing the game. That's okay. That's not the approval I want. You've won in the way that you have gone out and shown that you're committed to making a freer country. In every single election, I've seen the data, every single election, more and more people wake up and they go, you know, I'm tired of the old parties. I'm tired of people that want to argue over which one of them gets to control my life. I want to vote Libertarian. When they go into that voting booth and they get down to state representative, you've shown up and you've done something for them. You've given them a voice. You've given a voice to your fellow citizens. And that's winning. And you're going to do it this election, and you're going to do it next election, and you're going to do it the election after that, until soon enough the scoreboard starts showing exactly what we needed to show, that we're in charge. And once we're in charge, that people get to be in charge of their own lives. And that's why we're all here. Thank you so very much for everything you do. And now I'll take questions if you got them.